Canadian Occupational Performance Measure or COPM. What is COPM? The COPM is an individualized outcome measure which can be adapted for use with children, young people and their parents to detect change in a client's self-perception of occupational performance over time. The COPM is a client-centered outcome measure which fully involves the child and their parents in identifying goals and working collaboratively with occupational therapy in order to achieve them. The COPM also views of children and parents and other stakeholders such as teachers, workshops and positive feedback was received regarding improved understanding of the unique role OT in enabling children to participate in everyday activities that are important to them. It also focuses on occupational performance in all areas of life including activities of daily living, school, and play. The COPM was granted by Mary Law, Sue Baptist, Mary M. McCall, Anne Cosworth, Helen Polataiko, and Nancy Pollard in 1991.
Condition for using COPM. The Canadian Occupational Performance Measure is a general outcome measure which is designed to detect changes in functional performance and satisfaction over time. It has been widely used as an outcome measure by occupational therapists across a spectrum of conditions and developmental stages, which is including depressive illness, elderly people with mental health problems, and cerebral palsy. For example, is cerebral palsy. COPM is used to help people with cerebral palsy and their families identify activities that are important to them to work on in therapy. It focuses on everyday activities like self-care, attending school or work, and participating in leisure or play.
The purpose of COPM is to enable clients to identify issues in their occupational performance. The COPM can be used with all individuals with or without disability. It was created for adults, while for children of the age of 6 until 12 years old, as they are able to express their feelings and thoughts towards their occupations. The COPM is personalized, client-centered, evidence-based, outcome measured, also created for occupational therapists to use in the beginning of intervention. The COPM is a semi-structured interview that uses the typical day as a reference to identify the issues in ADLs, school, and play. The COPM needs approximately 15 to 30 minutes to administer.
Hi, I'm Muklis and I'm going to talk about steps and procedures that we have to follow when performing COPM assessment with pediatrics. Step 1. Problem definition. The first step is interviewing the children or caregiver about their latest occupational performance with regards to their disability or current conditions, and it can make children or caregiver identify the occupations that they want to do, need to do, and expected to do in their daily life. Parents will be asked to identify occupations that were difficult for their children with regards to ADL, play, and school. Step 2. Rating importance. This is the most important steps in this assessment. Children or caregiver will have to rate on the occupational problems that they have chosen in previous interview in terms of the occupational importance in their life. The importance is rated on a 10-point scale and is entered on the score sheet at beside the defined problems. The scoring is 1. Not important at all. 10. Extremely important. Step 3. Scoring. Based on Step 2, therapists assist parents or children to find and choose the top 5 most problematic and important occupation. The top 5 chosen problem is suggested to be entered in the scoring section, which will be the basis for the intervention goal that later then implemented towards client. The scoring for performance is also 10-point scale. Number 1, unable to do at all until 10, extremely well do. The scoring for satisfaction is also 10-point scale, which is 1. Not satisfied at all until 10. Extremely satisfied. Therapists have to enter the client's score in appropriate box. Then therapist has to follow the rules below. Total score equals to total performance score over number of problems. Meanwhile, total satisfaction score equals to total satisfaction score over number of problems. The data obtained is then entered on the total section. Step 4. Reassessment. Reassessment is done at appropriate time intervals such as in between initial assessment and therapeutic intervention. The time interval is varied, which depends on the agreement and judgment that have been done by therapist and client. During reassessment, the performance and satisfaction have to be re-evaluated again by following the same as in Step 3, and the marks is re-entered at reassessment sections. In order to get change in performance, performance score 2 minus performance score 1. In order to get change in satisfaction, satisfaction score 2 minus satisfaction score 1. Then, in order to get total change in performance or satisfaction, therapists have to calculate based on the rules. Total change in performance equals to total performance score 2 minus total performance score 1. In order to get total change in satisfaction, total satisfaction score 2 minus total satisfaction score 1.